But what we hear, Fabrizio Romano is saying that many of you are telling me on Ederson that United sources are saying that the deal is not off. They can say whatever they want. Everyone has his own information. I respect United and other journalists. What I know is exclusively Atlanta received communication tonight that the deal is not going to happen. I don't know when it will be made clear on every side of the story, but that is what I'm hearing. So it seems that United are chickening out of this deal of Ederson, the Atlanta midfielder. They are saying Atlanta received a formal communication from Manchester United about Ederson deal being off. Ederson to Manchester United is not happening. The message coming from Atlanta is now clear, and that's what they are saying. I hope that that is a true stand. If it is true, then I think Man United have to look elsewhere for a midfielder. There are rumors of Manu Kone. There are many other rumors happening. There are rumors of Mendel, the left back from Paris Saint-Germain, who wants to leave, but Paris Saint-Germain does not want the young man to leave, Nuno Mendes, to become the United left back. So there are a lot of football stories happening across the globe, but away from football, yesterday, of course, if you follow Tanzanian music, of course, yesterday was 30 years of bongo. And our very own Jua Kali and Nyota Ndogo really did well representing the Kenyans in Dar es Salaam, Gini. Of course, my three friends in Tanzanian music, Juma Kasim Kiroboto Nature, big up this. Before Diamond, of course, there was Juma Kasim Kiroboto Nature. He brought the roof down. Juma Kasim Kiroboto Nature. Hakuna Kurara. So if you know that song, of course, Sisi ni wa ghetto, that's what he says. Juma Kasim brought the roof down. Of course, my other two good friends, AY and Mbwene Yesaya. Big up, my brother. Thank you very much for putting up a good show in Tanzania. And of course, Mwana Efe, big up too for, of course, putting up a wonderful, wonderful performance. Mwana Efe is one of the ministers, assistant ministers in the 6th government of Tanzania this time round. Is a hip-hop head, does very well. So yesterday, if you follow Tanzanian music, ladies and gentlemen, that's what happened yesterday. It was big, big, big in Tanzania. But anyway, today is not about music. We're talking about sports. But that is just to let you know that even Jay-Z yesterday performed with Nas in the medley, The World Is Yours. If you follow the Jigga, NY State of Mind, it was all about Jigga and Nas on stage. And of course, Blue Ivy, the daughter of Jay-Z, also playing for him the piano. Very interesting conversation there. But today we are not talking about that. We are talking about what's happening in the world of sport. And it's today very sad that South African international and Mamelodi Sundowns midfielders Jaden Adams has sadly passed on at the age of 25. Adams made his World Cup debut in South Africa and played a key role in Mamelodi Sundowns CAF 20 Champions League campaign. 2 weeks ago, Adams lost his grandmother, Mariana Adams, but demonstrated remarkable profession by featuring in Bafana Bafana in the World Cup against Czechia. Our condolences and thoughts are out there to his family, friends, teammates, everyone, to Mamelodi Sundowns. Rest in peace, Jaden. So Mamelodi Sundowns, Jaden passed on this morning. So we just say rest in peace, Jaden. Away from that, Fabrizio Romano is telling us that Chelsea value Garnacho at 50 million for clubs abroad and 45 for PL clubs. They're ready to let him leave this summer. Garnacho is not training under Xabi Alonso, as Chelsea work closely with his camp to find solution solution on exit, same as Andres Santos. So, of course, Garnacho is on his way out of Chelsea. If you're a Chelsea fan, Alejandro Garnacho seems to be heading out of the blue side of the Stamford Bridge. So many things are happening, ladies and gentlemen. I've told you earlier on that the deal between Manchester United and Atalanta on Ederson seems to be off. And I've told you about the death of Jaden, the South African international Bafana player. And of course, also we are talking about what's happening in Chelsea, where Garnacho is expected to be sold and is not training with Chelsea. So very interesting conversations there in this World Cup. So now AS Roma has set 55 million euros asking price for Manchester United target Manu Kone. The Italian club are reportedly willing to cash in the key players as they look to ease financial pressure related to UEFA regulations, with Kone among those who could now be sold. So Kone is supposed to be heading to United if United put up a favorable bid. So now, away from what's happening in the World Cup, Harry Maguire will be captaining Man United team this season in absence of Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes and the rest of United players who featured in the FIFA World Cup are expected to be given an extended break before rejoining the squad. That means Maguire is set to lead the Reds as they begin preparation for the new campaign. And that's what's happening in the world of sports. So away from that, let's look at the big one today, ladies and gentlemen. The big one today, if you are an ardent football fan, it is the Three Lions today meeting the Vikings. Of course, it's Harry Kane versus Haaland. It's Jude versus Odegaard. It's a very difficult match today. What am I talking about? I'm talking about England versus Norway. It's a quarterfinal, the third quarterfinal today of FIFA World Cup, which is going to be played in the United States this evening at around 11 o'clock Kenyan time. And it is going to be cracker because Norway have been performing pretty well. They've never reached that far in any competition in the World Cup ever in their careers in the world. So this is the first time they are moving beyond expectation. And of course, the English side is definitely one of the considered one of the favorites to land to the semi-finals, and because they have been performing very well over the last few years. So we are hoping to see a cracker of a match between, of course, the English side, Harry Kane, Jude Bellingham, of course, and of course the other side we have Erling Haaland and the team of the Norwegians. Let's see whatever happens, because what I know is that if English side wins it, they have a very good chance of lifting the World Cup. If they do not get through past Norway, then it will be a disaster. They will call it a disaster because they have a better team. That this England team has been performing pretty well, and people expected that they are supposed to be in the final, like any great teams of the past. But on the way lay a very formidable a very formidable Norwegian side. Remember, also we have tomorrow, on Sunday, Argentina will definitely be playing tomorrow also with Switzerland at around 4 a.m. And that's another cracker, Kenyan time. Argentines are going to smart from that win against Egypt, which people think that they were given on a silver platter. But the winner between Argentina and Switzerland is going to meet the winner between Norway and England, and that's also another cracker because you know what? If they pass that any of those passes, you either meet France or Spain in the final, because only France and Spain are the only two teams which one of them will be in the final. We are sure either France or Spain will be in the final because already they have won their quarterfinals. That means they're meeting in the semi-final on Tuesday, where France will meet Spain, and the winner goes to the final, which will be played on Saturday. So the World Cup has been fire, and it has shown that European clubs are performing much better. Countries are performing better than South American countries because in all the way to quarters, only from quarterfinal, only one South American nation is there. The rest are what? The rest are European and one African. So most of them are Europe. The Europe are the elite of football. They are controlling the game. They are running the game as compared to other associations. So let's see what happens there, ladies and gentlemen. The World Cup is, of course, as interesting as it comes. Before we get into the next one, let me touch quickly on what's happening on KPL. Of course, Gor Mahia has been releasing players. By this week, they've released 6 players, and they have actually also acquired the services of other players. They're getting ready for CAF African Cup for the clubs, and among the players who have left is, of course, Peter, their former captain Peter Opio of this guard Matthews, the goalkeeper. And so Ochieng, of course, Ochieng Simiti, the right back. And, of course, they have brought in Danny Sakari of Kenya Police on that left wing. So there are many, many changes in Gor Mahia playing unit. 6 players out. They are bringing in new players for the new season. Of course, they want to go far in CAF Championship this year, and they have the intent and the seriousness it deserves to go there. So they are working very hard towards that. So Gor Mahia, kudos for putting on the good work and, of course, making sure that you're ready for the new season. Of course, that's what happens in local football. I'll be back in a few. Of course, I'm your host, CEO Charles Otieno, and this is The Pitch Side. Keep listening.